Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Dear students, Assalamu alaikum. Welcome once again to Army Public School PMA Resource Network. Before we start our today's subject science, don't forget to subscribe this page and click on the bell icon so that you can receive our upcoming videos well in time. Today we are going to discuss the topic science skills. Sequence as flashed. What are today's learning objectives? To define science and its branches, to discuss laboratory safety rules, hazards and risks for students, how to take measurements of length, volume, mass, temperature and time, how to handle data using tables, bar charts, line graphs and pie charts, and how to carry out scientific investigations. These topics are related to week 9. Today we will discuss that what is science. Science comes from a Greek word scientia, meaning knowledge. The knowledge by observations and experimentations. It means that science comes from a Greek word scientia, which means knowledge. So science is a knowledge, and this knowledge is based on observations and experimentations. Sometimes we are thinking without observations and without experimentations, but science gives us knowledge and we are able to think by observations and by doing experiments or activities. Science helps us to understand the world around us. It solves our daily life problems and it trains our minds logically and systematically. Science has 3 branches: biology, chemistry and physics. There are 3 branches of science. Number 1 is biology. Biology is the study of life. Bio means life and logy means study. And life is related to plants, humans and animals. So the life of plants, animals and humans comes in biology. Biology covers everything that goes on inside the bodies of animals and plants to the natural environments where they live and upon which they rely for food and shelter. Modern technologies such as biotechnology and microbiology are based on applications of biology. You have read about the chapter cells, tissues and organs, in which you have studied about the internal and external organs of the body, and these external and internal organs of the body are related to biology. Second branch of science is chemistry. Chemistry is the study of chemicals. It is the study of all the substances that make up the physical world around us. It covers the physical properties and the reactions of all the elements and compounds we find on earth and throughout the universe. Modern technologies in the petrochemical industry and pharmaceutical industry are based on applications of chemistry. Medicines are also related to chemistry because they are made up of chemicals. Third branch of science is physics. Physics is the study of electronics. It is the study of the physical world around us, and it covers everything from the nature of the tiny particles that make up atoms to the laws that controls the galaxies as they move throughout the universe. It is also related to particles, as you have read in chapter particles that there are three types of particles: protons, electrons and neutrons. So the study of electronics is called physics, and electronics includes mobiles, laptops, cameras, television. All these things are related to physics. Modern technologies such as electronics and information technology are based on applications of physics. There are important lab safety rules. A lab is a very dangerous place, and we should follow rules and regulations set in the labs by lab assistant or teachers. Whenever you are working in the science laboratory, it is vital that you work safely, both for your own sake and that everyone else in your class. It is therefore important to have a set of safety rules. Look carefully in these diagrams. You can see that there are some lab safety rules. Know the location of safety equipments. You should leave experiments at home. Always know what to do in case of an accident. Don't experiment on yourself. Always follow the instructions. Dress appropriately. Don't taste or sniff chemicals. Don't play with chemicals in the lab. Don't eat or drink in the lab. Dispose of waste property. Besides these rules, there are many other rules. For example, always use safety goggles. Always tie your hairs when working in the lab. Always read the names of chemicals on the bottles. Don't play with fire. These are some rules that you have to follow in the lab for your safety. What is the difference between hazard and risk? A hazard is something that can cause harm. For example, electricity, chemicals, working up a ladder, noise, a keyboard, stress, illness, death, burning. These are all hazards. A risk is the chance, high or low, that any hazard will actually cause somebody harm. So there are some hazard symbols. You will be familiar with these hazard symbols while working in a lab. The first one symbol is used for poisonous. It can cause death if swallowed, breathed in or absorbed by skin. Second is used for corrosive. Attacks and destroys living tissues such as skin and eyes. Third is used for oxidizing. Provides oxygen to make other substances burn more frequently. Then the fourth one is used for radiation, damaging to living tissues, possibly causing DNA damage and mutations. Mutations mean changes. These radiations can cause changes in the DNA and can cause different diseases such as cancer. Fifth symbol is used for highly flammable, catches fire easily. And last symbol is used for biohazards, biological substances that pose a threat to human health. So these are some hazard symbols. There are many other hazard symbols. You can consult your textbook and do an internet search. You will find out many other hazard symbols. This homework is related to week 9, chapter 1, science skills. You can click on these hyperlinks to see videos so that your concept would be clear but under complete parental supervision. Reading textbook page 2 to 8 is must before attempting written work. Written work should be done on loose sheets. Test yourself page 5 question 1 2 3 4. Test yourself page 8 question 1 2 3 4. Exercise question 3 and 4. Answer the following questions. What are the 5 types of hazards in workplace? How can we prevent chemical hazards in laboratory? How can we prevent biological hazards in laboratory? Write any 6 laboratory safety rules to be pasted on a chart in a laboratory. These topics are related to week 10. First of all, we will discuss about taking measurements. Then how can we take measurements properly in everyday life, and when carrying out scientific experiments, we use our senses to make observations. For example, we can smell gases given off, see colors change and hear fizzes and pops. But we shouldn't depend entirely on our senses, because senses cannot give us an accurate result. So when we measure something, we should use instruments with their proper units. Here is a table that shows some measurements with their instruments and units and their symbols. First measurement is length. Length can be measured using instruments such as ruler and tape measure. The units of length are kilometer, meter and centimeter. Kilometer km, meter m and centimeter cm. Then volume can be measured using measuring cylinder. Its units are cubic centimeter, liter and milliliter. Cubic centimeter cm cube, liter L, milliliter ml. Temperature can be measured using thermometer, and its units are degrees Celsius, degrees Fahrenheit and Kelvin. Symbols are given here. Time can be measured using stopwatch or stop clock. Its units are second, minute and hour. Second S, minute MIN and hour H. Mass can be measured using weighing scale or electronic balance. Its units are grams or kilograms. Grams G and kilograms kg. Did you know what is meant by SI units? SI means Standard International Units that can be used internationally. For example, the SI unit of mass is kilograms, the SI unit time is second, and the SI unit for length is meter. Handling data. How can we handle data? First of all, we will discuss that what is data. Scientific information is sometimes called data, and data is very useful if it is presented in an appropriate way. So data can be presented in different forms. Number 1, in the form of tables. We can present data in the form of tables. This weather chart is the good example of presenting data in the form of tables, and we can see results of 7-day forecast very easily. Second way of presenting data is in the form of bar charts. Here you can see a bar chart. It shows climate graph for the UK 2018. Here average rainfall in millimeter is given against the months in a year. Smaller bar represents smaller value, while longer bar represents longer value of the rainfall. The third way of presenting data is in the form of a line graphs. Here you can see a line graph. in which a graph is plotted on a graph paper and it shows results in the form of a line. So it is called line graph. Here you can see that temperature is given in degrees Fahrenheit against different days. So this line graph shows temperature in degrees Fahrenheit during 6 days. That how temperature changes during 6 days. On first day it is 43 degrees Fahrenheit, on second day it is 53 degrees Fahrenheit, and so on. But on 6th day you can see that temperature is highest, that is 67 degrees Fahrenheit. The fourth way of presenting data is in the form of a pie charts. You can see a pie chart here. If we are given different fruits in different percentages, we can present data in the form of a pie chart. For example, if we are given different fruits, for example, peach is 10%, banana is 30%, pineapple is 20%, orange is 13%, grapes are 27%, then we can present data in the form of a pie chart. And we can see results very easily, having higher percentage and lower percentage. Next subtopic is doing a scientific investigation. A science investigation has three main parts. Number one, preparation. Preparation involves two steps. Number one, hypothesis, and number two, variables. Suppose if you want to find out if sugar dissolves more quickly in hot water than in cold water, the three parts of the investigation are shown below. First is preparation. Writing down what you expect to happen is called hypothesis. Hypothesis means that what are we expecting about experiment. So here we are expecting that sugar dissolves more quickly in hot water than in cold water. It is our hypothesis. Number two, variables. Be aware of variables. What are variables? Variables are the things that change and can be measured and observed. But you should only change one variable at a time and see that how it affects other variables. If you change more than one variable at the same time, it will not be a fair test. The variables in this investigation are the amount of sugar, the amount of water, the temperature of water, and whether to stir the sugar in the water or not. Second step is carrying out investigation. For carrying out investigation, we should use appropriate equipments for measurements with their proper units. Third step is reviewing and reporting on the investigation. Reviewing and reporting involves writing all the steps that we have done and explaining results and match with the hypothesis and make a conclusion. Explaining results in written form, we will match hypothesis that we have set in the start with a conclusion. If they match, then our experiment is correct. Success criteria. What is the success criteria? Remember, science has three main branches: biology, physics and chemistry. Follow the rules and regulations regarding science labs. To take measurements accurately by using accurate instruments with their units. To present data in the form of charts. To carry out scientific investigation by using proper steps. Read the text and study the pictures carefully to answer the questions. Draw and label the diagrams carefully with the help of lead pencil only. and use correct scientific terminology. Today's homework. This homework is related to week 10, chapter 1, science skills. You can click on these hyperlinks to see videos, but under complete parental supervision. Reading textbook page 8 to 13 is must before attempting the written work. So written work would be easier for you. Written work should be done on loose sheets. Test yourself page 9 question 1, 2, 3, 4. Test yourself page 10 question 1. Exercise question 1 to page 14. MCQs true false and true false. Exercise question 5 page 15. Answer the following questions. Question number 1. Why should you do experiments at least 2 to 3 times? We do experiments 2 to 3 times to avoid mistakes and errors and to get an average results. B part. What is the role of critical thinking in scientific process? This is your project work. Title of the project is Scientific Investigation. Does sugar dissolve quickly in hot water or cold water? Guidelines, resources needed. Water 3 transparent mugs or glasses. Sugar, tablespoon, measuring spoon. Kettle to heat water. Stopwatch, use cell phone of your parents. Sheet for recording the time of dissolution of sugar in water. Dissolution means to dissolve. Procedure. Number 1. Take 3 samples of water of equal volume. First sample should be ice cold water. Second, water at room temperature. Third, boiled water or water at boiling point. And boiling point of water is 100 degrees Celsius. You can take boiling water. Number 2. Add equal amounts of sugar, 3 tablespoons sugar in all the 3 samples. Next, record the time when sugar dissolves in them. Next, then organize your data in the form of table as shown below. But you should know that what is solute and what is solvent. Solvent is the thing that can dissolve other things in it. For example, water. Water is the best solvent because it dissolves many other things in it. And here sugar is the solute because it gets dissolved in water. Here the variable is dissolution time for sugar in minutes. So dissolution time for sugar in minutes will be changed in all 3 samples. First of all, you should note time in minutes for ice cold water, then water at room temperature, and then for boiled water, and record your conclusion here. Next step is take 2 to 3 pictures of your experiments, scan them and place in folder with captions of activity. Optional, make a video of how you did your experiment. Please present your working and findings in written form as follows. You should write week number, subject, date, project name, resources needed, steps followed, step number 1, 2, 3 and so on. Your findings and conclusions, picture of artifacts or stages of experiment, video attached if any, who helped you. Write a thank you note to person who helped you. Attach it with your assignment. Note, submission of project work in the form of written work assignment is mandated. This was all about my today's lecture. I hope you have understood each and everything. Thank you. Take care and Allah Hafiz.